I know I'm a God, and I know I'm always creating. I'm always creating, whether that's something that I may deem to be good or bad. I'm always creating. And so I'm going to choose to feel something different, to experience something different, to think something different. Because when you think different, you speak different, you act different. And that is what creates. I've created this experience of me being jealous. Hi, you what? It's your girl Connie, and you are back watching another episode of A Freed Mind, where we take back the control of our minds and our realities. And to all my new free minders, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that way you'll be ready to tap in when it's time to tap in. And to all my old free minders, I want to thank you guys so much for tapping in with your girl. Like, if you have been here from the beginning, or even if it was 6 months ago, 4 months ago, 2 months ago, let your girl know in the comments. Like, let me know how long you've been tapped in with your girl, if you are still here, because I literally do still have a lot of supporters that have been with me from the beginning, but I really want to know who y'all are. Like, let me know in the comments. Tell me you've been here from the beginning. Let me know. And I really appreciate you guys. So if you are new here, or if you're not new here, then you're like, hold on, baby, what we doing? Because this is a whole new setup. Let me know how y'all feel about this setup though, because right now I'm kind of like testing out different things. And so I don't really know how I feel about what I'm about to do, but I'm really feeling this setup right here, right now. I'm feeling it 100%. So let me know what y'all think about this setup. Tell me, is y'all feeling it or not? But also, let's see, what else do I want to say? With this being a new setup, I'm doing things different. I'm trying to do things different. So with that being said, your girl got a glass of wine. Okay, quit playing with me. So I'm gonna literally give y'all some time to like get y'all a glass of wine so that we can get into it. Like, go ahead and get y'all glasses of wine real quick, and we're gonna get into it. Also, the fit. Is the fit fitting? Is the fit giving what it's supposed to give? I don't want to show a little too much though, but you see, I got the shorts. I got the shorts on. This is literally simple. When it comes to like simple outfits, you have to accessorize. So we got the hat. We got the hat going. I don't know where I got this from. I'm not here to promote. Um, Earrings fitting. Okay, a little the necklace giving demure. Period. And yeah, so we got. Honestly, this is like a sports bra. Sports bra, shorts, thigh high socks. I love thigh high socks, but I'm wanting to start like showing y'all my outfits. So that's why I'm kind of like doing this whole thing where I'm like not sitting down on the chair, because I feel like I'm not really giving y'all the fit. You know what I'm saying? So I might just insert a little clip to show y'all the fit. I don't have no shoes on. I just got socks. Just me and my socks. So, because I don't want to have shoes on the bed. But y'all, let's get into this episode. I'm sure I got y'all drinks by now. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about avoiding labels and judgments. And when I mean labels, when I say labels, I mean like when we label an experience to be bad or good, right? And the whole purpose of us avoiding labels and judgments is because within each experience, there's literally a gift. It's literally a gift for us to learn from, something to learn from or to gain. And when we label things and we judge things, we're not truly tapping into the energy of creating the realities that we want, nor are we tapping into our higher selves or our God selves. So I really just want to talk to you guys about avoiding labels and judgment. and how that can impact your creation, to create your reality, to create your higher self coming into fruition. And just simply understanding this whole new perspective that I have on this topic. And so when I say each experience is a gift, I think about this whole like Diddy situation with the scandals and, all the stuff that they saying that he been doing. Him, the kidnapping, sexualizing, all this other stuff. I don't even know exactly to what extent they're saying what's what. And I want to say that with him himself and all of the victims as well, there's something to learn from the experience that has been created. When we understand who we are and we know that we are gods and that we create our realities and we create together collectively, we are responsible for our own creations. And each person that had to deal with the effects of the whole Diddy situation, it's very, 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 very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But within all of these experiences that have been created, there is something to learn. There's a gift within it. And I'm not saying that this situation should have happened or the whole Diddy situation should have happened. The stuff is weird. Honestly, to me, it's weird. It's nasty. It's and see, hold on, cause right now I'm putting labels. See, I'm putting labels on stuff literally right now. This is crazy. So, I'm not even gonna hold you, right? I'm not perfect. I'm not. Never said I was ever. So, it's like I understand the point of why we should avoid these labels and the judgments. But with me being not being perfect, it's like, baby, I'm learning. I'm in the same boat as everybody else right now. So, so like I'm trying to say, I'm not ever trying to justify nothing that is happening. But I want to just say that every experience has a gift. And when we put a label and we put a judgment on it, we tend to, what's the word? When we put labels and judgments on experiences, we tend to disown these experiences that we have created, right? And this also has something to do, a lot to do, with the law of relativity. And I want to go ahead and read to y'all real quick what this law is. If you don't know what this law is, the law of relativity, let me put this down somewhere. Okay, so the law of relativity is a theory developed by Albert Einstein that states that the law of physics are the same for all observers and that space and time are relative. When I first heard this law, I'm just like, what did you say? What? What are we talking about? And I have taken the time to kind of dissect this law by listening to other people and doing my own research. But coming to understanding what this law truly means, even by simply reading that, it's like, what's going on, right? I I understand that this law simply means that everything that is. And so when I say that, I say that like everything that is, meaning we think that one level of being something being bad is different from a level of something being good. When all in reality, this law is simply saying that everything that is. Everything is the same. A bad experience is just as the same as a good experience. Everything is the same thing. You learn something with a bad experience just as much as you learn something with a good experience. And so I had my own like experience lately where I became I became like a bit jealous about I don't know how to say it. I'm not going to say about, but I became a bit jealous with one of my fellow YouTubers, podcasters, whatever, to the point that I created a reality that I truly did not want or do not want, right? I'll say do not want, where I've created this experience of me being jealous, of me comparing myself to another. And when they say like comparison is the thief of joy, they are not lying. When you compare yourself to other people, other things, it literally steals your joy. It steals all the happiness have that you have been experiencing. It steals it all because now you're comparing yourself to the next person and you're wondering, well, why is this not happening like this is happening for them, or why is this that, and you have to understand that everyone's experience is their experience. What is for you is for you. What is for them is for them. And that's that. Like me creating this experience, I'm going through it. I'm constantly thinking the thoughts of, I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. Or why is this not happening, but this is happening for this person? Or I should be doing the same thing as this person. Having all these different thoughts of what it is that I really don't want. And it's like when you are constantly having these thoughts of, I don't want this to happen, or feeling jealousy, it's like that is going to become a reality. Like it's going to, even though you think, oh, I don't want it, at that moment that you're thinking, I don't want it, you're creating it, is what I'm trying to say. So I've created this whole experience where I'm like jealous of someone else on YouTube, and I'm going through the emotions of all these different things, and I'm judging. I'm judging myself. I'm putting a label on myself to say, "Hey, you're being jealous. That's bad. Hey, you're judging this other person, or you're upset with yourself because you're not doing what this other person is doing, or because this other person may have had this idea that you feel like you should have had that idea." And so at that point now, it comes to where we are judging ourselves and we are labeling ourselves. And that's what I did in this experience. I labeled myself as being jealous, and to be jealous is bad. So I labeled myself as bad. I did that, and then the whole point of us not judging and not labeling is because when we judge and when we label, we like to disown. Um, we like to disown the label that's bad because we don't want to feel like, oh, this is bad. We don't want to feel like, oh, what I'm doing or what I'm creating or what's happening right now is bad. I'm bad. We don't want to feel that. We don't want to accept that. We don't want to be responsible for that. So we disown it. And when we disown it, we disown our own creation. We disown our own creation. And in saying that, I'm saying that to say we are gods. We create all the time. All the time are we creating. And so the beautiful thing about us being gods and creating is that even though the situation that we may have created may go against our desires or it may go along with our desires, it's like we created it. I created it. It comes to the point where you have to own up to your creations. Own up to it. And then at that moment that you own up to it, decide, do you want this creation or do you not want it? But when we label and when we judge, we disown the responsibility of the creation. We disown being associated to it. And whatever you resist persists. Whatever it is that you be like, oh, I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. This isn't going to happen. Or let me, and you keep focusing on that. You keep putting your attention on that. You keep putting your thoughts on that. You keep thinking about that. When you are thinking anything, you're giving life to it. When you're putting thoughts onto any specific situation, you're giving life to it. That's what I did. I kept letting my mind be like, why am I not getting what this person's getting? Or you know what, it's okay because what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna go down in views or I'm not gonna go down in subscribers. I'm gonna keep growing, I'm gonna keep doing this. And in those moments of me thinking about what I did not want, I ended up giving life to it. I ended up creating it. I ended up creating that. I ended up creating that reality. And so the whole like point of it all is that when you understand that everything that is, when you understand that there needs to be no such thing as a label or a judgment, because when you judge and you label things, you now put an expectation on it. So to say something is good, to say, oh, this is such a good experience, at that moment that you say, oh, this is such a good experience, you automatically are going to think of the negative experience that is associated with that. Like, okay, for example, for me, it was like, I'm jealous. I want to grow just as much as this person is growing. I see that I'm growing, but clearly not as much as this person. But because I see the growth in this specific individual, but then I also see the growth within myself, I'm also thinking of, what if I don't grow? What if this stops? The moment you think of the highest version of something happening for you, you immediately are going to think of that lower version of that thing not happening for you. But when you give attention to that not happening for you, that is what is created. That's what is happening. But that's all because of the fact that we decided to put labels and we decided to judge situations. But when we can look at situations and see that each experience has something for us to gain, each experience has something for us to learn from it. And what I learned from this experience is that comparison is the thief of joy. And it's something that I already knew before, but to experience it is a different level of knowing. To experience it and to see it happen is a different level of, okay, next time, if this ever happens again, if this ever comes about again, now I have the wisdom to move forward. And that's what's so beautiful about it. Because how do you expect to grow? How do you expect to grow through things if you don't have the wisdom of how it feels to be in that lower vibration? When we experience the lower vibration experiences, the great thing about it is that when we finally get to the higher level of these experiences, of the desires that we want to experience, we can't get to that higher level of experience without feeling the lower level. So when we're in these lower levels, it's literally making us stronger. It's literally making us wiser to be able to go to that next level and say, hey, hold on, wait, baby. I done already experienced what this is like, so I'm not going to do that again. But then, of course, you have some people that you don't learn the first time. So it's not a situation where it's like every time you experience a low level, you're going to go to the high level and you keep rising up and up and up and up and up. And when I say that, I'm saying that to say, like, some people experience the same lessons over and over and over and over and over again because of the fact that you are going to experience the same lesson over and over again until you learn from it, until you grow from it, until you do something different. So the whole point of us avoiding the labels and the judgments is because when we don't avoid the labels and the judgments, we create, like I keep saying, expectations. And when you expect something and it doesn't go that way, you are immediately in a lower vibration. You're immediately in a space that you don't want. But the thing is when you are in that space, when you're in that space you don't want, that space that you've created, and you keep thinking about it. And I'm the type, I have intrusive thoughts. And I do not like it. When I say I have intrusive thoughts, it's bad. And I should not be affirming this, but I have to be honest with you guys. I have intrusive thoughts to where I will immediately think of something so good, so great, so great, so great, and then that intrusive thought will come in. It just comes on its own. It comes on its own. It's like, oh, well, this won't happen. That won't happen. And I'm like, shut up. Be quiet. You know, I literally get like, what? Like, when you have these intrusive thoughts, if you have intrusive thoughts, let me know in the comments. But when you have these intrusive thoughts, the best thing to do is to, once you see what you have created, once you see the outcome of your creation from these intrusive thoughts, is to simply own up to creating it. Own up to creating it. And when you own up to creating it, at that point you have the ability to say, hey, you know what? I created this. This is what I've created. because I know I'm a God and I know I'm always creating. I'm always creating, whether that's something that I may deem to be good or bad. I'm always creating. And so within this situation that I just don't get jiggy with, you know, I don't get jiggy with this, but I understand the lesson in this situation. I understand what it is I need to learn from this. I understand that. And so now I have the ability to say, well, I don't want this no more. I don't want this experience no more. So at that point, I'm going to choose to feel something different, to experience something different, to think something different. Because when you think different, you speak different, you act different. And that is what creates. So, yeah. Also, I wanted to say that when we deny our own creations, when we deny, when we try to avoid being labeled as, oh, I'm bad for this because I did this or I created this or whatever with the boo, and we try to label things and judge things. At that point that we judge it and we say, oh, well, because I don't want this label that is bad, and we disown our own creations, at that point we are disowning the God within us. We are disowning God within itself. We are disowning the fact that we are able to create. And at that point, you go unconscious. You go from being conscious of creating to unconsciously creating. And that's what we don't want. So, you have tuned in to another episode of A Freed Mind. And if you have any questions, make sure you guys email the email that is linked in the description below. And I'm gonna need to see some more comments. I'm gonna need to see y'all tapping in with your girl. Like, I really feel like this episode is most definitely very, very, very important and crucial to our creating of our own life, our own reality, and us tapping into our God energy, tapping into our higher selves. So, if you have made it all the way to the end of this episode, let your girl know in the comments for one. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So that way you'll be ready to tap in when it's time to tap in. And I'm going to see y'all next time.